안녕하세요. 대한민국 영어감잡기 프로젝트 데미안과 함께하는 너쉬영북 시간입니다. 이번 시간은 12강 리딩입니다. 38쪽 첫 번째 줄부터 읽겠습니다. And do you believe that the business about killing his brother isn't true either? I asked, entranced. Oh, that's certainly true. The strong man slew a weaker one. It's doubtful whether it was really his brother, but it isn't important. Ultimately, all men are brothers. So a strong man slew a weaker one. Perhaps it was a truly valiant act. Perhaps it wasn't. At any rate, all the other weaker ones were afraid of him from then on. They complained bitterly, and if you ask them, why don't you turn around and slay him too? They did not reply, because we are cowards, but rather, you can't. He has a sign. God has marked him. The fraud must have originated some way like that. Oh well, I see I'm keeping you. So long then. He turned into the Artigas and left me standing there, more baffled than I had ever been in my life. Yet almost as soon as he had gone, everything he had said seemed incredible. Cain a noble person, Abel a coward, Cain's mark a mark of distinction? It was absurd. It was blasphemous and evil. How did God fit in that case? Hadn't he accepted the sacrifice of Abel? Didn't he love Abel? No, what Demian had said was completely crazy. And I suspected that he had wanted to make fun of me and make me lose my footing. He was clever, all right, and he could talk, but he couldn't put that one over, not on me. I had never before given as much thought to a biblical story or any other story, and for a long time I had not forgotten Franz Kromer as completely. For hours, for a whole evening, in fact. At home, I read the story once more as written in the Bible. It was brief and unambiguous. It was quite mad to look for a special hidden meaning. At that rate, every murderer could declare that he was God's darling. No, what Demian had said was nonsense. What pleased me was the ease and grace with which he was able to say such things as though everything were self-evident, and then the look in his eyes. Something was very wrong with me, though. My life was in very great disorder. I had lived in a wholesome and clean world, had been a kind of Abel myself, and now I was stuck deeply in the other world, had fallen and sunk very low. Yet it hadn't basically been my fault. How was I to consider that? And now a memory flashed within me that for a moment almost left me breathless. On that fatal evening when my misery had begun, there had been that matter with my father. There, for a moment, I had seen through him and his world of light and wisdom, and had felt nothing but contempt for it. Yes, at that moment, I, who was Cain and bore the mark, had imagined that this sign was not a mark of shame, and that because of my evil and misfortune, I stood higher than my father and the pious, the righteous. I had not experienced the moment in this form in clearly expressed thoughts, but all of this had been contained within it. It had been the eruption of emotions, of strange stirrings, that hurt me yet filled me with pride at the same time. When I considered how strangely Demian had talked about the fearless and the cowardly, what an unusual meaning he had given the mark Cain bore on his forehead, how his eyes, his remarkable adult eyes, had lit up, the question flashed through my mind whether Demian himself was not a kind of Cain. Why does he defend Cain unless he feels an affinity with him? Why does he have such a powerful gaze? Why does he speak so contemptuously of the others, of the timid, who actually are the pious, the chosen ones of the Lord. I could not bring these thoughts to any conclusion. A stone had been dropped into the well. The well was my youthful soul. And for a very long time, this matter of Cain, the fratricide, and the mark formed the point of departure for all my attempts at comprehension, my doubts, and my criticism. I noticed that Demian exerted equal fascination over the other students. I hadn't told anyone about his version of the story of Cain, but the others seemed to be interested in him too. At any rate, many rumors were in circulation about the new boy. If I could only remember them all now, each one would throw some light on him and could be interpreted. I remember first that Demian's mother was reported to be wealthy, and also, supposedly, neither she nor her son never attended the church. One story had it that they were Jewish, but they might equally well have been secret Mohammedans. Then there was Max Damian's legendary physical prowess, but this could be corroborated. And the strongest boy in Damian's class had taunted him, calling him a coward when he refused to fight back. Demian had humiliated him. Those who were present told that Demian had grasped the boy with one hand by the neck and squeezed until the boy went pale. Afterwards, the boy had slunk away and had not been able to use his arm for a whole week. One evening, some boys even claimed that he was dead. For a time, everything, even the most extravagant assertions, were believed. 오늘은 여기까지입니다. 오늘 영상이 여러분이 영어의 감을 잡는 데 도움이 된다면 구독, 좋아요로 알려주세요. 더 좋은 영상을 만드는 데 큰 힘이 될 것입니다. 여러분, 감사합니다.